Hello, and welcome to this video. Thank you for stopping by, and remember to give this video a like if you find it helpful. Um, I stream on Twitch. I will link it down in the description. And thank you to Noah, my friend, who got me into this and showed me how to edit. I'll link his channel in the description. Also, if you just search up Noah Durst, it should be there. And I kind of want to start this video off by just saying that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is a good game. I've seen people say that it's a terrible game, but I feel like at its core, this game is actually really good. It's really fun, but there are some major issues that I will try and touch on in this. And kind of the first thing that I want to touch on is skill-based matchmaking and all the other skill-based things that you may not even know exist. But the biggest one and the one that's been confirmed is skill-based matchmaking. And so skill-based matchmaking at its core is a manipulation of the matchmaking system, and when it was introduced, people could immediately tell something was off with it. People were getting weird, skewed games, and there was no consistency. And so skill-based matchmaking is one of those things where it has potential to make the game actually really good. However, it just didn't. It failed miserably at what it's supposed to do and needs to, in my honest opinion, be taken out of the game. When it was introduced, people immediately didn't like it. And it took 5 years for skill-based matchmaking to be confirmed by Activision to exist because all the employees were under NDAs, and once the non-disclosure agreements were lifted, they had expired, they were able to talk about it. And so not only is that shady, but skill-based matchmaking just doesn't work. It causes inconsistencies and frustrations across the player base, and it makes me personally just not want to play multiplayer at all. I've stuck mostly to zombies. I've always been a person who preferred zombies to multiplayer, but multiplayer is fun, and I like when it's a good multiplayer because it means that I can have fun with it too. And I'd say that I'm reasonably good at it. However, skill-based matchmaking can really throw that off when you win by a large margin or have a really high kill game and you just kind of frag out. Then it'll match you against people who have done that in the past as well, but oftentimes it matches you against people who are too good if you beat an enemy too badly. If you beat the enemy team too badly, you'll get matched with some really good players and get beaten really badly. And the cycle will just continue like that. You beat a really bad team, and then you get matched against a really good team. And so that's as far as I can tell from my personal experience of playing the game and doing a little bit of research. Also, there are rumors of 3 other skill-based systems that are absolutely ridiculous. I believe that they are in the game because I have seen the proof. However, the fact that they are in the game is ridiculous. Skill-based damage. And I know that a lot of people are probably thinking, wow, what do you mean by skill-based damage? You've probably seen the clips out there of streamers putting 50, not 50 bullets, like 20 bullets from the SOG into a guy's head at point blank range, and he's on a score streak. And the streamer is getting the blood splatters and the hit markers, and he finally kills him. And a lot of people just pass this off as a server issue, and I can see how it could be the server issue. However, there is a big problem if that is a server issue. And I honestly don't think it is. I think it very well could be skill-based damage, which is a terrifying thing to think about. Also amongst these that I have experienced is skill-based XP and skill-based aim assist. These basically nerf you actively if the better you are doing. If you do really good in a match, you will actually start earning less XP per kill in your next match. And it throws off that consistency again. Also, with aim assist, if you go against a player with a bad enough KD and you are doing really well, your aim assist will randomly turn off mid gunfight, and it's really frustrating. I don't know if I have any clips in the particular video that I'm using for this, but if I do, I will try and find them. So now on to the second thing that I kind of want to touch on is cheaters as well as PC to console crossplay. So Ricochet anti-cheat does nothing. I personally haven't played ranked yet, but I have heard the complaints and seen the videos of all the players cheating, and it's really bad. Like, basically, I'm just putting this in here to kind of raise awareness of that. Activision needs to get a better anti-cheat. Now, I get that it's probably expensive, but they're a multi-billion-dollar company. I think they can afford a better anti-cheat, especially when their game every year, their big moneymaker, is coming out in a state where ranked is almost unplayable. And then PC to console crossplay. I personally think that this is a really bad idea. Crossplay should never go PC to console. It should only go console to PC. That's a personal opinion. I get that that's not objective. However, I do believe that's how it should be because it matches console players who have less of an advantage or don't have an advantage, actually. They're at a disadvantage, especially with skill-based aim assist going on. And one of the worst things I've seen is on PC, you can actually turn down a particular graphics setting, I don't know which, and basically just turn off smoke grenades, and then PC players will spam smoke grenades, removing controller players' aim assist, and it just makes the game a lot easier for them. So the third thing I want to talk about is actually the way that the game is being designed. And it's a data-based game design. And what I mean by data-based is they're not listening to the player base. They are looking at numbers and data, like charts. And the reason that this is a bad thing is the data oftentimes does not reflect the player base. And things look good on paper, but then affect players in really poor ways. And so when you do a data-based game design, I'm not saying it's necessarily completely terrible. What I am saying, however, is that it probably needs to be changed. And they need to listen to what the player base is saying. So I'll end this kind of multiplayer section off with saying I think there are things that they could change, but overall, multiplayer is actually quite fun, and I enjoy it as little as I play it. So next up, I'm going to do a zombies section. And I'm going to start with listing off some of the good things about zombies. In zombies, you have a couple of great things. They nerfed the mini-boss spam recently. They listened to the player base. They didn't go off of data, they went off of what the players were saying. And I'm very happy about this. This shows that they are listening to us at least a little bit. They also have some great maps. Citadel d'Amour, great map, came out recently, as well as Liberty Falls and Terminus just being great launch maps, especially with Liberty Falls being a bonus map and having a full Easter egg and boss fight. Just felt right. Like, it felt really good to play. Also, having the dedicated crew members as operators and things like that, I feel like having Carter, Weaver, Maya, and Gray all as our kind of dedicated crew feels good. I like where the story is going. It feels like a return to the formula of zombies. I can't express how much I love the fact that there's a dedicated crew. Now, I'm going to go over a couple of bad things about zombies. The zombie HP spike just makes the zombies feel super tanky past round like 25 or 30 unless you're using a legendary pack 3 gun. And that's actually pretty hard to get. So overall, I'd say that the zombie HP could get nerfed a little bit in those kind of mid rounds. However, I would say that overall it's very good and just a few tweaks could be made. Also, the balancing of guns feels a little bit off for zombies specifically. In multiplayer, the guns feel pretty balanced. There are some that definitely stand out amongst the rest, but it does feel really good. And also, the Pack-a-Punch, it feels like it's really expensive, but that's kind of just a opinion. It feels like it's expensive in those early rounds. And when I go over my personal opinions and how I think they could fix things, I'll talk about my fix for that. Also, I feel like certain perks not being on the map is where the Wonder Fizz comes in, and I feel like the Wonder Fizz could really be a little bit better in those, like, it could spawn earlier, but not with all the perks. I'll talk about that later, though. So, now I'm going to do some personal opinions and thoughts. Like I said, I think this game is great. I love it. It feels nice. It feels like it flows well. The movement is great. However, they could fix multiplayer and tweak it a little bit by going back to ping-based matchmaking, so no more skill-based matchmaking, as well as removing all the other skill-based features and systems that I talked about previously. Also, getting a better anti-cheat would really help. Fixing cross-play so that rather than it being a no matter what, you are going to play against console and PC, making it so that it's an option. You can choose to play console and PC, and so that you can play with your friends, but you're not forced to play against PC players on keyboard and mouse. So now I'm going to go over the zombies fixes that I think. I think the HP at round 30 could get pushed back to rounds 40 to 50. Just push it back a little bit so that you have a little bit more time to set up, get those points, get pack 3 and legendary rarity, and get that tier 3 armor, get a bunch of perks. Just make it a little bit easier and make it so that it doesn't feel like the HP ramps up so insanely fast. I also think that they should start balancing things in favor of the players. So rather than what they did a while ago, where they made it so that manglers zombies killed by mutant injections can no longer drop mutant injections. I think that strategy for round 100 got nerfed for no reason, and they need to communicate a little bit better on these things. I feel like if they communicated a little bit better, it would be a little bit different. But balancing things in favor of the players, it's a co-op game mode. It's not meant to be super competitive. I get the need for difficulty to keep it fun and engaging. However, let's face it, the game still needs to be fun. Then let's talk about Pack-a-Punch prices. I think that post round like 40 or 50, let's push it back a little bit more even. Let's say post round 35. If Pack-a-Punch dropped to tier 2 to 10k points instead of 15k, or even like 75k, half of the prices, that would be really good because you're getting up into those rounds where you need Pack 2. Like, you need Pack 2 even earlier, but it'll make it a little bit easier to get it if, let's say, your friend bleeds out. And then at round 50, Pack 2 could drop down to 50 points. Pack 3 could drop down to like 10k, and then Pack 1 is 25k. So that it's very much so just cheaper. So that in those later rounds, if you didn't have enough points to Pack 2, you can, and Pack 3, you can get it. As well as maybe even doing that for the amount of salvage required for your guns. However, I think with the addition of Vulture, I think that is it's less of an issue. I feel like Vulture really helps with the salvage problem. And finally, I think that the Wonder Fizz could spawn on round 10, and I'm not saying I want it like Cold War. I'm saying it should spawn on round 10, but only with the perks that do not have their machines or a way to get them through a side Easter egg on the map. And when you do that side Easter egg, maybe they get added to the Wonder Fizz for the rest of your teammates, and if you lose those perks before round 25, just to make it so that you can get those perks without having to get to round 25. That's really all I have. I think that overall this game is the best we've had in years. I think it's the best we've had since Modern Warfare 2019. And it's definitely the best for zombies we've had since Modern Warfare 2019. Well, no, since Cold War. Cold War had some good zombies, but had some issues. And I'm just going to leave it with, it feels like a good game. I enjoy it. I'm not saying it's bad. However, I'm saying there's some changes that could be made, and I hope that nobody takes away from this video that I'm just hating on Black Ops 6. I'm really not, and I'm trying to be as positive as I can be. So, please remember to like and subscribe if this video was helpful. I plan to do more of this kind of video essay style. I also plan to post me doing Easter eggs and maybe some shorts here and there. Check me out on Twitch, link will be in the description, and check out my friend Noah. His channel is Noah Durst, I'll have it in the description. He does short films, music videos, video essays, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching, and especially if you made it this far in the video, I get that it's becoming quite a lengthy video. But thank you, and I will hopefully retain the viewership until the next time I post.